Hello everyone, myself Srimati Meshram Kavita, महात्मा गांधी विद्या मंदिर संचलित MSG Junior College, Malegaon Camp. So, today's subject SP, chapter number 10, Dividend and Interest. So, today we will see what content are in this chapter. Let's see. First one, dividend. Meaning of dividend, features and legal provisions on dividend, legal provisions on sources of dividend, legal provision for declarations of dividend, legal provision for payment of dividend, unpaid and unclaimed dividend, interim dividend, interest. So, meaning of interest and features of interest. So, every business organized aims at earning profit. A joint stock company is a large scale organization earning huge amount of profit, which it is the income of the shareholders who are large in number and the owner of the company. But this entire profit is not distributed to the shareholders, as several declarations are to be made, such as provisions of different reserve and taxes, etc. The remaining profit is a distributable profit which is decided by the board of directors how much to distribute to the shareholders. Thus, the part of this distributable profit is called dividend. So, next point, what is dividend? Dividend is a part of profit distributed to shareholders in the ratio of the amount of shares held by them divide can be paid in cash or it can be paid in kind. It authorized by the articles of association of company. So now definition, which is to be divided according to justice. So now Ghulam Hassan says dividend is a portion of corporate profit which has been set and declared by the company as liable to be distributed among the shareholder. So now, as per a going concern, it means the portion of the profit of the company which is allocated to the holders of the shares of the company. And now, features of the dividend. First one, Dividend is payable only out of the profit of the company. Next, it is the portion of the profit paid to the shareholders and reward for their investments. The rate of dividend may vary from year to year. It is recommended by the board of directors. It is sanctioned by the shareholders in annual general meeting. Dividend included interim dividend. Dividend must be paid in cash and not is kind. So dividend cannot be paid on calls paid in advance. Usually the terms dividend refers to annual final dividend unless it is specifically mentioned as a interim dividend. So now next important point, legal provision on dividend. So then first one, legal provision on sources of dividend. So sources of dividend is most important. So first one, a company may declare and pay a dividend for any financial year out of the following. Now first one, current profit of the year arrived at after providing for depreciation and transfer to reserve. Out of profit of the company of any previous financial year after providing for depreciation. Now next be, dividend can be paid out of capital profits on fulfilling this condition. Capital profit are realized in cash. Next, articles of association of the company permit such a distribution. And now see, dividend can be paid out of capital. D, dividend can be paid out of free reserve of company. And now legal provision for declaration of dividend. So what do you mean by legal provision for declaration of dividend? So then, as per regulations 85 of tab A, company may be declarations a dividend in general meeting. The company cannot declare dividends for past year in respect of which account are closed previous annual general meeting. Dividend once declared cannot be revoked. Further, dividend cannot be declared when it is declared at annual general meeting. So now next point, legal provision, a payment of dividend. So what do you mean by the payment of dividend? So then, according to section 206 divided shall be paid only to the registered shareholders or to his order or to his bankers. The dividend shall be paid in cash. The company pays a dividend in proportion to the amount paid up on its share. Dividend can be paid on advance payment of call. Dividend on preference shares is fixed by articles of association and it to be paid according. So, in case of joint shareholders, dividends will be payable to the first name that appears in the register of members or to other or surveyor. Now next point, unpaid या unclaimed dividend. What do you mean by unclaimed या unpaid dividend? So unpaid dividends means when the dividend is declared by the company but it is not paid by the company with 30 days from its declaration. It is called unpaid dividend. And unclaimed dividend means when the shareholder does not present the dividend warrant or dividend coupon for payment to the company bank, it is called unclaimed dividend. The dividend is declared but it is not claimed by the shareholder. So now unclaimed dividend, unpaid dividend account when there is unpaid or unclaimed dividend by the shareholder within 30 days from the date of declarations of the dividend. The company shall transfer the unpaid unclaimed dividend to the unpaid dividend account within 7 days after the period of 30 days expire. Penal interest if the amount of unpaid unclaimed dividend is not transferred to unpaid dividend account. Investor education and protection fund account means the company transfer the amount of unpaid unclaimed dividend of unpaid dividend account. So now payment of unpaid unclaimed dividend, it a personal claims this amount transferred to investor educational and protection fund account. Now penalty if the company does not comply with the requirement, the defaulting offers officers are punishable with a fine up to 5,000 per day during which default contains. And now next point, interim dividend. What do you mean by interim dividend? So interim dividend means it is declared and paid between two AGMs of an accounting year. It is decided and declared by the board of directors in the board meeting. So now next point, features of interim dividend. The board of directors has the power to declare interim dividend. And now authorization. It can be declared only it. Articles of association permits its declaration, and when declared, so it is declared between two annual general meeting of the company. And next one, rate of dividend. Rate of interim dividend law that a final dividend it is declared out of profit the current accounting year. And next one, according expect, it is declared before preparations of the final accounts of the company. So now there are features of interim dividend. So now next important point, interest. What do you mean by interest? Meaning of interest. Interest means it is the return payable to the creditors of the company, while debenture holder, deposit holders for the loan given by them to the company. And now features of interest. So then interest is the price paid for the productive services rendered by capital. It is directly related to risk. Higher the risk, higher is the interest. And now next, rate of interest is expressed as annually percentage of principal. It paid to the creditors of the company when payable. It is payable every year, irrespective of the profit of the company. And rate of interest is a fixed and predetermined at the time of issue of the security. Resolutions. So payment of interest does not require a passing of a resolution at any meeting. Interest is an important part for shareholder, equity shareholders, debentures holders, etc. So now accounting treatment except interest is a change on profit. Thank you.